Very worrying that no funding was allocated to the National Eating Disorder Treatment Plan for 2020, and that of the 1.6 million allocated in 2019, none of it was spent. Eating disorders, which disproportionately present among young women, are some of the psychiatric conditions most associated with mortality. Minister, you assured me then you were aware of the issue and that you were working with the HSE clinical programme leaders to spend the money this year. However, in the meantime, there has been several cases of young women having serious difficulty accessing appropriate medical care for severe eating disorders. These cases indicate that there is still a significant gap between government's intention and on-the-ground healthcare services for people who desperately need them. And finally, Minister, if you just had an update in relation to the disgracefully low number of inpatient beds for people with eating disorders. You know, it's 3 HSE beds at the moment. That would be really appreciated. Thank you, Chair. Secondly, the lack of proper treatment of eating disorders is something I have repeatedly raised. There is only 3 inpatient beds in this country for eating disorders, and they are all in Dublin. The inclusion of additional funding for the National Clinical Programme is meaningless unless it is spent. None of the 1.6 million allocated in 2019 for this incredibly serious issue was spent. It's disgraceful enough that the government only allocates 5.1% of the health budget for mental health when the World Health Organization recommends 12%, but to think that the Department and the HSE do not spend that allocated money is just shocking. People with severe eating disorders are being forced to travel to the UK to get treatment. Again, yesterday, I was contacted by a deeply concerned family member for an adolescent with severe anorexia who cannot get the treatment that she needs publicly or privately here. Another matter, Minister, that I have repeatedly raised is the lack of eating disorder treatment services. Tomorrow evening, RTE have a programme about men who live with an eating disorder, which is underreported and isn't spoken about enough. Taoiseach, in the past few weeks, we've learned that 2 eating disorder hubs have been delayed in Dublin. The 2018 strategy aimed for 16 specialist treatment hubs across the country. There are currently 3 operating. That's 3 for the entire country.